Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Whiteboard Wednesdays with Vanna, and we really thank you for being here today. Today we're going to be touching on another subject related to containers. We're going to be talking about Kubernetes. Now, Kubernetes was founded in 2014 by Google, and they open sourced this to everybody so they can all have a part of this. And the reason they created Kubernetes is to basically fix a challenge that they had with containers. Now, when we think about these containers, we kind of have these small little pieces of compute that we're spinning up all over the show, and we kind of don't know how to manage them, or at least back in the day we didn't know. Now, think of this as like an orchestra, right? And you have violins and cymbals and piano and what's that big thing, the cello, and all these instruments. And imagine they all had to kind of just do their own thing and not really have any harmonious way of working together. It would be terrible, right? So in that way, there's a conductor for a massive orchestra. So, and what he's doing is orchestrating. Kubernetes is effectively a conductor or orchestrator for containers. Now, the reason we do this is that each container just has the code that is required for its application. It doesn't really understand what's around it. It's got no awareness of the other containers. So we need a platform like Kubernetes to orchestrate and manage and govern all of these containers that we run around with and creating for our applications. So you might have one application that's made up of 10 or 20 different containers. So how does this all work? How does Kubernetes manage containers? Well, there's two kind of key areas to Kubernetes. The first portion is a node which is known as the master node. And the master node tells all the second component, worker nodes, basically how to operate and manage, right? So we've got the worker nodes. This is the two-tier architecture basically for Kubernetes. The master one really tells the worker nodes how many to spin up, how many to create, and what they need to do with regards to the actual infrastructure that the containers need to live in. Now, the container doesn't just sit straight on the worker node. No, there's another logical area of separation which we refer to as a pod. And inside the pod, we have our containers, right? Now, a pod is a logical separation. We can have multiple pods on one worker, can basically scale them out, and we can effectively create as many containers across pods as what we need. Also, what we do from here is we can monitor, right? We can set the networking, we can set the security, and the namespaces and how these pods and containers actually integrate with each other. So Kubernetes effectively then gives us that management ability, monitoring ability, and security and networking ability, and very importantly also the storage management, right, for the containers themselves. This is our very, very brief overview about Kubernetes, and we thank you very much for joining us today at Whiteboard Wednesdays with Vanna.
Docker is one of the most rapidly adopted data center technologies ever, with over 2.5 billion downloads since 2013. But while container technology has transformed IT, storage hasn't kept pace. You have to deal with storage that's expensive, slow, and hard to manage. To provision storage, it can take days to close your ticket. Your storage can't be managed at a per container level. Your storage can't accommodate container scaling or bursts. And your storage doesn't have the enterprise-class features that your business demands. What you need is modern storage that's purpose-built for containers. Storage with enterprise-class features. Storage that you can deploy at container speed in seconds, not days. Storage that's radically efficient and cuts cost by 70%. You need Portworx. Its patent-pending storage architecture is designed from the ground up for containers. How does Portworx work? Let's take a look. With Portworx intuitive UI, you can create a new cluster with the click of a button. In fact, you can create a cluster on your existing servers running the Linux of your choice. Provisioning new volumes is just as fast, and you can do it without opening an IT ticket. Or you can let containers create new volumes directly. You can specify volume size and guarantee data protection. You can create snapshot policies and define class of service to guarantee performance. And you can do it all with one click. Now your storage is as fast and agile as your containers. What's more, Portworx delivers these features on commodity servers. You'll get blazing bare metal performance. You'll get converged storage that can be rapidly scaled to a cluster of nodes. And you'll get storage that can be automatically provisioned with any Docker-ready scheduler.
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Whiteboard Wednesdays with Vanna. Please don't forget to like, share, and follow our LinkedIn page for more content. See you guys next time.